You were a professional politician for the first act of your career, and you used this word engage a lot. What practically should people do to engage? Are we talking about kind of traditional political activity, joining parties, turning up to meetings, or is that changing too? What does it mean? If you want to join a political party, as long as it's the right one, then obviously that's a great thing. I'd always advocate that people should be engaged in politics if they are politically motivated, but I wouldn't engage in political parties or become a member of a political party as a means by which this thoughtful dialogue between the political world and the tech world should take place. I don't think that is kind of the right. I mean, as I say, do it if you want to do it because you want to do it for political reasons. I think there are some things you can do individually. So do not underestimate ever the old-fashioned impact and virtue of seeking out your local MP, getting them to understand who you are, what you're doing, why you're doing it, invite them along, go and see them in their constituency surgery. I suspect you will live in a relatively self-selecting parts of London, so maybe the spread won't be that great. But in general, in the 12 years I was a MP in southwest Sheffield, I never failed to be amazed how much I would remember what someone would tell me in my constituency surgery, much more what someone would normally tell me in my Whitehall office. So seek them out. That's the first thing. But the second thing, and I've talked to you about this, and as you know, I've talked to Nick Clegg, one of the co-founders of Skype, and other sort of doyens of the tech world in London. What I would like to see, and I've sort of tried to float some ideas, but they haven't really yet kind of taken hold, is at the moment you've got you could spend literally every minute of your waking day at conferences and seminars now on the future of AI, the future of tech and work, tech clash, good or bad, question mark. I mean, it's just the cottage industry now of conferences and thinkathons and seminars. It just goes on and on and on. And what I would like to see is something really, it's just importantly different, which is, I don't think I'm going to be in a position to put this into practice myself, but what about trying to find, perhaps first in the UK, but maybe ideally across Europe to begin with, maybe then eventually try and make it a more global thing. Try and create a cohort of, let's say, 20, 30 of you, so the next generation of tech leaders, along with 20, 30 next generation politicians. So not politicians who are in government now, or leaders of parties now, or ministers now, but people who, you can kind of get a feel for this, are likely to do well in their field over the next 10, 15 years. Just imagine if every year, on a rolling basis, you're able to get 60 people, who 30, well, I can make this up, it could be 40, it doesn't matter, but a bunch of people who are kind of next generation leaders from the tech world, with a bunch of similar people who are next generation leaders in the political world. Make it time efficient, make sure they spend some time together, make sure that they together have to start thinking about some of these profound issues about the future of regulation, the future of data protection, the future of privacy regulation, the future of tax policy and so on. Try and force the pace a bit and try and get them to come up with some ideas together. Make sure that they communicate with each other, they keep up with each other. Quite quickly, in my view, you could create a critical mass of a really essential cohort of folk on both sides of the equation who don't regard the other lot as sort of strange beings from another planet, understand the pressures they're under, and therefore I hope, as they then go on in their careers, would act in a kind of more mature fashion than some of the, what I regard as rather ignorant sort of polemic around the kind of political tech clash that you see, or the tech clash in politics you see at the moment. That would be my idea, something more structured, something more forensically targeted at the next lot, not the current lot, and done in a way which creates a web of relationships. That was the sort of idea that I've been kind of trying to promote, and I hope if I can't do it, someone else can pick it up, because it's like a sort of exercise in sort of political pointillisme, all these endless conferences and seminars. It's just lots and lots of little individual initiatives. They never add up to anything.